and I love Molly Sloop.
I am the eyes and ears of this institution.
Mama don't like tattletales.
Who knows? In 1,000 years, even you may be worth something.
Little Hand says it's time to rock and roll.
Room for one more penny.
Today we face the monsters that are at our door.
I think we live in overstimulated times.
All right. Hi. I am so excited to talk to you. This is going to be really fun because I don't usually talk to strangers. And, you're kind of a stranger, but I think this is just so exciting. Welcome day. Let me see the chat.
Thank you.
So we do have people, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Hey y'all, Pammy's watching over on YouTube and we got the boys in the chat on Rumble. Put a lot of emotes in there for you guys to thoroughly abuse. We are on Rumble and YouTube right now. Okay, so I want to first explain how I found you because otherwise this conversation is totally weird. So
Right.
Okay, I watch a lot of YouTube and I want to ask you how you got on the show and all this stuff, but I love all the sociology stuff, all those, weird shows of which one is the mother of these kids and all those weird shows. And so I was watching a goth episode, as you know, because you were in it, of Pop the Balloon. So I want to play a clip of it so that everybody can get up to speed with how I found you. And then I have 47,000 questions for you. So, okay. So Pop the Balloon is 6 or 7, I don't know how many girls you guys had, come out holding a balloon. And a suitor, it's sort of a dating show where the suitor comes out and he's like, oh yeah, what's up bitches? And then somebody pops their balloon and goes yeah, we're not good like that. But then 5 other girls are like, oh, I don't care that he calls me that. Let's keep going down this road. But as soon as you pop the balloon, you're basically saying, I don't want to date you. And so, of course, it's sociology, it's goth people. I was all about it and I'm watching it. And they had a gaggle of some odd men for you to select from, and we'll get into that if you want to. But this one guy comes on, and, he seems nice enough. He might be, well, I guess there was another guy who was actually goth, because there were some guys on there that, weren't even goth. But
Questionable.
Yeah, there was a couple that were really questionable. But he comes on, and he's talking about how his childhood was hard growing up in foster care, I think he had said. And in this clip we're going to see, he's talking about marriage and kids and if he's open to them. Having said that, he's already really laid out there that he had a really hard childhood because of foster care, because he wasn't brought up in a loving home with his parents. And so this is the interaction where you are popping the balloon and roasting the shit out of him. It was just the greatest thing that I was screaming at my phone. And I was like, who is this girl? Okay. I don't even want to give it away yet. Let's just play Day's clip, and then I'm going to tell you how much I love you. Okay, let's see. It's 2 minutes and 19 seconds. Sorry, everyone. I don't know how to pause. There's so many good instances that I want to pause and go, look at this. But everybody is listening today, and everybody is like, yup, she totally gets it. And the guy that you popped the balloon over, he doesn't get it, but that's okay. All right, let's play Day's clip.
Would you like to be married in the future?
Right now, not very soon. Yeah.
But in the future, would you want a wife?
In the future, yeah.
So just to confirm, you don't have children right now. You'd like to have children in the future?
Absolutely, I love kids.
How many would you want to have?
That's an agreed upon thing.
Okay. Yeah. Is there like a minimum though? You're like, hey, I gotta have 3.
No, not really.
Okay. You'd be surprised at some of the responses. We did get a broken heart, so let's take some steps forward and figure out why this heart was broken. Name, age, and why you broke your heart.
My name is Day, and I'm 25. And I broke the heart because I didn't like how you hesitated on the marriage. Like, you were so quick and ready for the kids, but then when it's like actually commitment, like kids are harder than marriage, but marriage is the first step before kids. So I just don't understand the hesitation when it comes to marriage, but kids, you're like, oh, I'm so ready to spread my seed.
Oof. She just preached a little sermon.
That's kind of like muckragging. If you know what that is, it's kind of like muckragging.
It's what?
Muckragging is taking what I said and twisting it.
It's a thing in journalism where they.
Yes.
No, I believe that was verbatim like what happened though. You hesitated, fair. Did you not?
So yes. So the reason why, again, it's relationships and marriage is like I think it's a big step. You got to find someone who's really compatible. Someone who has the same values as you. I wouldn't I have friends that have kids, the baby daddies run off, and I help take care of their kids. So for me to go into kids is
Yeah, but don't you see how baby daddies is perpetuating the stigma and the culture of dads not being around? And you said I grew up in foster home, I'm adopted as well. But exactly. Don't you see that backwards thinking mentality of you're already helping out fatherless homes and you're saying that you want to have children, but yet these fatherless homes are because people weren't ready to commit to that relationship in the first place and they were ready to lay down with that person in bed. And then the consequence is the foster care system and what we see, the rippling effects.
Which is why I wouldn't have a kid outside of marriage. Sometimes accidents do happen, but they're not accidents. They're just, that's
a child is not an accident.
No, I'm saying that's the universe.
No, it's self-control, brother. Yeah, no, this isn't going to work. Okay.
I could watch that 1,000 times. One, I just love your demeanor. I love that even though he's so wrong, you're so diplomatic about just explaining reality to him.
At first, I didn't even understand what he was talking about because he used muckraking wrong, and he couldn't even say it right. And I was at first so thrown. I'm like, what is muckragging?
Yeah, he did say it wrong, which is always embarrassing to bring up a term that you can't pronounce, but you were right in saying to him, that's literally what you just said, that you want to be a baby daddy, but you don't want to be a husband. So it made me spiral into this whole thing about how you are just such an amazing mentor for women right now when it comes to self-esteem and standing up for yourself and not accepting these low quality men.
The low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. And so I just want to talk about all of it. So then I had Randy stalk you on Instagram and found you. I was so excited that you wanted to come on. So there's a whole conversation to be had here about just that clip and the show. But anyway, so he has already totally laid down that he is from foster care, but then he's telling you girls that are vying to be a date of his, I suppose, that it has no problem knocking one of you guys up, but oof, yeah. And he says, do you want to get married? Oh, no, brother. However he says it, oh, hell no. But it's he can't even conceive of that part of it. But kids are just an accident that happens. And everybody agreed with you. Is that the general consensus that you've gotten from people that have watched your clip?
Oh yeah, it's like pop off, queen, go off, and it wasn't even like. I'm like, if you're gonna say something, make it make sense, because I want the math to make sense, and if it doesn't make sense, I'm gonna just pick it apart. Like no personal feelings about it, because it's just like 1 + 1 = 2, and you're not about to sit up here and say that you want to be a baby daddy, but it's just like, and then it's like, because at that point I'm like, you don't even hear yourself. You must not be hearing yourself, and you must be around a bunch of echo chamber people. He was even talking about how he takes care of other people's children. So I'm like, oh, you're living in fantasy world. You just think, oh, this is like fun. I get to play dad for the day. I get to bring these little kids back. I don't have to deal with any of the consequences or anything else. And it's that same laissez-faire mentality when they're trying to get in bed with us. And it's like, and then it's like, I would rather you admit you're an F-boy. Please just admit you're a fuckboy, and like, let's keep the show going. If you're a fuckboy, then I'll handle you so. But then they want to step in this, well, I'm the suitor. Well, I'm like, you don't even know what that means. Like, you don't even know what that even means.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that you say that he wasn't even listening to himself talk, because you had a panel of other girls on there, and they had varying degrees of self-esteem with their answers and the way that they conducted themselves and stuff. But there were other girls on there that seemed like they had some good self-esteem, but yet you were the only one that called him out on his bullshit and popped your balloon over that. And I just thought that was amazing to me.
Yeah. And this also goes off of like, I tried to go in there with an open mind, and I don't like to go off of aesthetics, because when he first came out, it's like, I'm very much into the fantasy. I love that, aesthetic. He came out, and I kind of thought he looked like kind of like a wizard. I know the dreads and everything. I'm like, yeah, on paper, I felt like we would look cute, but then you open your mouth and that's what comes out, and I had to pop it, because I'm like, oh. It's like that makes people look ugly to me. It's just like if the unintelligence and the inability to just concede. He kept digging a hole the more he kept talking. That's why I was more. If you notice, I didn't really even talk much. I really didn't even talk that much. He just dug himself really into that hole.
You were listening to him really well. And so in the Rumble chat, we've got Circle of One saying, ha ha ha, this guy playing to the camera, and Day is talking directly to him, which is interesting. Like, you're having a conversation with him, and he like thinks like, well, I'm on TV.
My angles and his and then the whole mic technique, whole you want to come out here saying you're sick and stuff like that.
I didn't play that part of the clip, but you guys will have to go view the whole clip over on whatever channel that's on. But yeah, you roasted him. I cut it like right before you gave him that roast.
Because like, I'm only gonna give you the level of respect you're gonna give me, and now I see you're just treating this shit as a joke, so I see you as a joke to me. Like,
okay, so we'll get into modern dating and all of this stuff in a minute, but let's talk about the show for a second. So, are you guys really there to find a real one? Is it a dating show? How do you get on it? Like, these are the obvious questions I think a lot of us have.
So the tea, it's so funny. So you were talking about if I have an agent, what am I doing? I'm out here doing things solo dolo, me and God and the algorithm. I tried out different algorithms. And the best one I found that fit me was Instagram. And so with that, I do believe our phones know what we want. Like they're engaged with us, and I thought about dipping my toe, because I do have a theater background. I grew up around the studios and such, but I didn't want to do acting, because I felt like acting is like, you got to wear a mask. I didn't really like that. You got to pretend to be somebody else. I was like, okay, if I'm going to dip my toe into something studio-esque, I want it to be in a format where I can be myself. And I previously had my own podcast and certain things. And I also wanted to show a different side of myself to my audience, because they've only seen music and dancing and other things. But I want to dip my toe more in having people see me. And we're multifaceted women, out here. There's so many different sides to us. And so with me putting that intention out there, the algorithm brought me this post that was saying, are you the realest one? We are looking for a goth edition baddies or whatever, Pop the Balloon. And I was like, well, I've seen Pop the Balloon stuff before. And the thing that I didn't like about the Pop the Balloons is sometimes it gets a little ghetto, gets a little ratchet. It's not really my taste. It's not my flavor. But I was like, okay, I love heavy metal music. I've been deep into the goth scene, the emo scene. Like, I am that deep admiration for that and with my music. So I was like, this sounds right up my alley. I get to be me. I'm a single girl too. So let me go in with an open mind. I get networking and maybe find romance all in one. So let's see what happens. So that was really my outlook on it. I contacted them through the DM, through the advertisement, and I sent them my contacts and tip for people also. When I start my social media, I'm not a social media person. If I didn't have to do this for work, I really would be a nomad and, not even be anywhere near the technology, but because we have to be savvy with it, I was like, I'm going to did you ever watch America's Next Top Model?
Totally.
Yes. Okay. So I watched America's Next Top Model, and what did they always talk about? Your portfolio. Where's your portfolio, girl? So I was like, okay, so we're in the digital age. Let me just make my Instagram my freaking portfolio. So everything on my Instagram is just gonna be curated. It's gonna be 100% slap. That's me, my portfolio. If I could have me in my little section of the atmosphere, what would it look like? That's when you're going to Aphrodite. That's when you're going to my Instagram. So it makes it actually that much easier when I'm going and messaging people for these things that I'm interested in, like the Pop the Balloon, because when they're on my page and looking at these things, it's me right there, different photographs, all that stuff. And we have really good cameras nowadays. It's all about the angles, guys. And so they liked me, they liked my personality, and I got on the show. And that's where I met the other ladies. And it's so funny because I grew up in Burbank, and I had to go back to Burbank pretty much in that same studio. Everything has been so cyclical, like cycles. It's just been one big circle in my whole life, I feel like. And you would never know. It's like we had to go under this bridge. And when you go under this bridge, it's like there's a bunch of warehouses. And then that's where they're shooting this stuff, like a warehouse, like a bunch of warehouse spaces. So yeah, I pull up to this random warehouse. And I see I think I always show up so freaking early. But I got my lay of the land, but they separated us when we first got there. There was like a dressing room type area in the warehouse, and then the girls were there. We were waiting, and then they started trickling in. And I got to see everybody's outfits, all the girls. We were here, we were excited. And then that's when they brought us into the all white room. And that was crazy because I thought in those Pop the Balloon shows, I don't know, I thought they were behind like a sheet or like something like cloth. But this one we were in was like a bowl. It felt like it was like a cemented sloped wall. I was like,
yep.
That was cool. I didn't even know that. So I was like, whoa, like this is real. I'm actually in a studio. Like we're doing this. Like, whoa. So I was like geeking out. And and when we first got there was only like three of us. It was me, the girl who had her head shaved, I believe, and the other girl, Molly, the one on the end, the really short, really bratty punk girl.
Yeah.
I think, or her or somebody else, because we did our takes, because I had to do our intros like, hi, my name is Day and I'm looking for a real one that they put in the beginning. So they had us film those, and then got us in our lines, got us the way they wanted and everything. And then a couple more girls showed up. It was like the girl that I kind of thought she was just like a flight attendant. It was supposed to be goth, but she was kind of
she was kind of secretary-ish.
Yeah. And she pulled up and so then there was the full line. Then all of us were there. And so that was kind of the setup to that. So is there anything I can keep going, but that was kind of like the setup.
Okay, so you're kind of sequestered from the other girls, so you guys can't really talk, although I guess that doesn't really matter for the show.
We went out to drinks
any
after.
Guys?
No, they kept the guys. We didn't get to see the guys until filming.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there were 4 guys maybe for your episode, I think.
Oh, I have some tea also if you want some.
Yeah.
Because I was the very first guy that came up with the colored contacts.
Yes, you didn't like his contacts.
So remember how I told you there was the couple girls that came in first?
Yes.
And then the girls came in second? So we actually had to reshoot that first guy because we only had the small group of girls. So he was the only guy the small group of girls, me and the 2 other ones, actually saw him. It wasn't a surprise. The one that actually made the cut, we had already had a whole dealing with him, and he changed his answers. That sneaky weasel. Sorry, sneaky weasel.
I think he was goth or into the goth subculture because they weren't all goth, but I mean, I guess, so I was an actor for 26 years. So, a lot of these things I've done. But I think I left when reality TV was getting hot.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it's just like so they write a story behind the scenes to make TV. It's just like you're saying with Top Model. I used to have a pizza party every Tuesday night for Top Model, and a bunch of people would come over, and we would all be top. We would eat our pizza and point our greasy fingers at the models on TV and go, "You're never gonna make it," and
you're
just
never
be
gonna
like
make
assholes.
it.
And
she's gonna go. She's not gonna make it. Yep.
So one night we had Lisa D'Amato over. She was one of the contestants. I don't remember what season she was on, but she was the girl who was kicked off after peeing in a diaper on the show, if you remember that.
Oh yeah, that was the one where they like made her the bully. They like really edited the fuck out of her. Like really
I mean, she was very cool. She was much older than the other girls. So she was drinking age. But what was funny was that Lisa was like, they totally set me up. Like they gave us all that alcohol and they're the ones who put the diapers in the house. Like, what did they think was going to happen? Like, yeah, but Lisa, the prize at the end of the show is to be a cover girl. Do you think that cover girl is like, get us the girl who pissed in the diaper? It's like, you kicked yourself off. Like, the end prize wasn't going to want that. But she was convinced that they had set all of this up, and they really do. They'll say, Dave, did you know that Molly said this about you? Oh, really? And then they'll say, hey, Molly, did you know Dave said this? And they will create drama where there isn't drama. So although I've never talked to anybody that's done Pop the Balloon, I've done other things like it. And so I guess I can kind of see that they would definitely make the guys go someplace else before, but like, why separate the girls? Or do you think it was just that the other girls were just so late that
I think they were just late. Well, that's what they said, but that's also why we actually went and got drinks after the shoot. We couldn't really talk a lot when we were there, you know what I mean? So what you said though, a lot of the girls they were in the industry, or they had other priorities. Like this was kind of a thing they were doing. And some of them also, I'm not gonna lie, already had boyfriends. They already were in relationships and were just there for the clout.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if you're not really looking for love, then of course you're not going to be on time.
Oh, that's true. Well, I think that kind of brings us into modern dating though, because okay, so you want to get your face out there, but how does your boyfriend feel watching you on a
I was conflicted
show?
about that too. But then it made freaking sense because some of them were being really mean to the guy. So I'm like, yeah, you're just here for the lulz too. Like, it was like, I felt conflicted. And I was like, I'm actually single. Like, I was actually trying a little. Like, I don't know. Like, I was just being open.
Did you think that maybe they would send you somebody really good?
Oh, I do everything just open. I have zero expectations. I was like, at the end of the day, people are going to know my face. And I asked, like, asking you shall receive, really. Like, I didn't think it was going to be Pop the Balloon Day show because, mind you, remember I said I just didn't want to do anything where I didn't have to be myself and I didn't want to do something crazy, high production. too much, so God was like, well, then here you go. I was like, all right, let me just be open. I grew up doing improv, and the big thing about improv is yes and. So I really try to yes and my life a lot. It's like, okay, yes and, what are we doing now?
Yeah. Well, so I've only watched maybe half a dozen Pop the Balloons, but now I'm going to watch them with a whole new eye. And I don't know that they've ever had somebody on, not the panel, but the people who come out, that I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody would be crazy to pop their balloon on this guy. Like, I don't know where they find these people, but it's always a little bit odd.
Well, I feel like everything is energy. So it's like, that's the way I feel like it's like a pond. And it's like, okay, you're not going to go to Tinder and you're not going to find high value men on Tinder. You're just not. High value men are not on Tinder.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're going to this the balloon stuff.
Yeah. But I think with Tinder, it's like, it's a big pool and people think, well, I'll find the gem in the dumpster fire. And I think what they don't really realize, and I used to run a dating profile on Instagram at I'd Rather Die Alone. And it was just screenshots from the dating apps of like, here's what this guy said to me. These are the photos that this gentleman posted. And it was all very like open, because truly, like, I believe in love. I believe that everybody should be able to find somebody. But I think some people need more help. And I do think that all of the dating apps, not just Tinder, they're not really for alpha males, because a real, true, like, dude they're not good at marketing. That's sort of a feminine energy thing where, okay, we've got to pick my 5 best pictures. And of course I need one, where I'm smiling and looking at the camera, and I need this and I need that. And I need to understand that this profile I'm putting together is to attract a woman and not to show off the cool, my middle fingers and all the crazy stuff that the guys do. And then the women get freaked out and go, oh my God, I hate fish pictures. But like, normal men don't really.
The real men are fishing, though.
Yes,
real men are fishing. We were the gatherers, and they are hunting.
And they don't. I mean, there are guys who take a million pictures of themselves in the gym or in their car, and that's such feminine energy.
Yeah.
So, but I think it just, all of the dating apps, it's a big watering hole, but it's also, you get stuck window shopping, or at least
it's not the best water though.
No, it's not. It's totally disgusting.
It's like, yeah, it's the Simpsons pond, and it's like, you think you're gonna get good fish out of toxic waste. It's like, it's just so that's. It's just, and it's just more like a realistic lens. It's like, you got to be realistic of what you're working with, because otherwise it's like, you're going to get hurt, like, for real. Because it's like, people are not on their best behavior nowadays, like, it's unfortunate, but everything is not all sunshine and rainbows. And so it's like, going into the show, would it be amazing to find love? Would it be amazing to find the dream man? Yeah, I can keep that in the back of my mind. But also I have to be realistic too, like what kind of pond I'm going into.
So then, are you looking for somebody who dates more conservatively? You're looking for like a monogamous alpha male, or like, what is it that you're looking for?
Well, I because I have an open mind, I mean, I've tried polygamy, and what I found a lot with polygamy is, it's really sad. It breeds so much toxicity, because it's like, in order for you to even have a healthy polygamous dynamic, it's like, you can't be jealous. You literally are sharing. So it's like, and the amount of jealousy I've seen in polygamous couples is mind-boggling. I'm like, then you're not polygamous, you're monogamous. Because if you truly were polygamous, you would be able to share somebody and not be jealous about that. Then you want one-on-one. Like, that's just period. A lot of people are trying to convince themselves about wanting one or more people and stuff like that makes it easier, but really they don't realize it's making their lives much harder. And it's much simpler to focus on self, because when you can focus on self and pour that love into you, it'll be much easier attracting a mate. So through that deduction of exploration, I'm like, I definitely believe in monogamy. I definitely believe in one partner, one soulmate, no matter what the world tries to tell you. Like, the human brain, unless a more evolution happens and people can stop working out of jealousy, you know, if we really had one love and you know, stuff like that and something, then maybe polygamy could work. But in the society we're working in right now, monogamy is the way to go. I'm very much I would love to have a masculine you know, monogamous partner. And I do believe, because I put God first, you know, I God is the person I believe that has taught me so much when it comes to relationships, when it comes to men, when it comes to what I look for in a male role model or male counterpart, because I didn't have a father figure growing up. And so I think that's also what is fucking up a lot of people finding partners, is if you already scientifically, like, if you've already came from a single parent household, finding a healthy relationship is already, we're last in the race. So I really tried to work through a lot of that trauma and heal a lot of that, because I knew as long as I kept working out of a fatherless space in that wounded area, I'm going to keep attracting terrible men, because they're going to keep playing on that daddy wound. They're going to keep playing on that shit. And so I was like, let me heal that. Let me work on that. Let me find that peace in my masculine energy within me, give myself that safety I didn't have. And so now it's like, yeah, I would love to get out of my masculine energy and be able to be more submissive and be in that feminine energy, because I am a woman too that I hold on to. I want children in the future. I have not given up hope on the children. I believe that they're our future. I will never concede to, the world is so hard, so I'm just not going to have children. No. I am fertile. I can give birth. If I can do that, I think that is an amazing gift onto this world. And like Peter Pan said, it would be an awfully great adventure. I think it'd be really cool. And so I want that check mark. And so that does help me wean out the cowards, because the minute I start being dead ass serious, like, I want children, I want my farm, I want this, that scares a lot of men away, or boys, I should say, away, because I'm like, they want to deal with the girls that want the Gucci, they want the Prada, but I'm like, I want farmland, I want a homestead, I want some goats. You got goat money?
I do think it's hard. I mean, I grew up in Los Angeles also. And I think that LA just has different values. And so it's pretty easy for guys to take that path of least resistance of just like, I just want a hot yoga instructor and I don't really want to think past date 3. So I don't know. I think that there are good guys there. Yeah. But I don't know anybody your age. But you're
no, I don't need somebody my age. I like older men. But anyways, okay. It does not. It's okay.
But I've been your age twice, so. But I do think that it's tricky in any city that you're in to be sort of more on the conservative dating sort of angle. I moved to the Midwest, and here it's like everybody's known each other since they were a zygote, and it's hard to like break in and meet people. But you're so interesting, you're smart, you're beautiful. Like, I just think like the world is your oyster. And I think that was what was so exciting about watching the show, is that you have that confidence to know you are not good enough to ride this ride, sir. Just keep on going. And I think, I know women twice your age, Day, that don't get that yet. And they think that they just have to like, well, I guess all guys are just like that. And, here's my tits and whatever. And like, and you like get it. You understand that if the fundamentals are there, it doesn't matter if you're cute or not, or if I can see us together or not. So Pammy's on YouTube. She says, I have to tell you the story about my ex cheating on me with me. Hilarious story. It's so dumb, Day. I caught a guy cheating on me on the internet with a one-eyed stripper, but it was me. So anyway, it was the whole thing. And he was already a liar. He was already a weirdo. Like, he had a lot of problems, and we dated very short amount of time. But I found out that while we were dating, he joined Match.com, which was very awkward because he's still inviting me over. So then I made the dumbest girl on the internet to write him, and he just was like all about her. If I made her like you, like hot, smart, funny, successful, go-getter, blah, 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 then I would be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, of course you're going to write her back. But I made this girl just low quality, and he wanted all about it. And then Chris Leland says, no swinger couple I've ever known has lasted more than a year. Always ends when someone gets jealous. Yeah, I just don't know how that would work, because if I like you so much, like, why would I want you to like someone else? And how would you like someone equally to liking me? And it would just be too complicated.
Or I saw also this weird psychology, because I'm these men are I can't even call them men because I feel like it's so disrespectful to actual men. Like, I call them bitch boys. Like, they're bitch boys because, like, they'll be in these poly relationships, and they want, in that poly, they want to be the alpha. They want the women and the harem. But then these men, these bitch boys, I should say, will start playing psychological games with the women and trying to pit us against each other. And I'm like, no! Like, how are you about to keep women, but then pit women against each other? It's like so backwards. It's so backwards.
Well, I think that plays a lot into like America's obsession with pornography now, and just this idealized, like, oh, women are just crawling over themselves to be with me kind of an ideal, and it doesn't play well. And I always say, when you're dating somebody, you can tell the difference between people who learned about sex through being in a loving relationship and people who like watched it on their TV and they think that, okay, I'm going to do it. It's like, you know, if you see pictures of Mozart playing the piano, it doesn't mean that you know how to play the piano. Like, totally
and I've had to get another sensor too of like these down low men that are like secretly trying to pretend to be straight, but also like men too. Like, I can tell by the way you touch me, you hate me. I just had this fucking conversation with somebody, like, had to cut this guy off because, like, for real, he would look like the strongest, burliest guy. But I'm like, you touch me like you loathe me, like you loathe my body, like you don't like you're supposed to say you love me, you're supposed to say you want to be with me, but every time you're around me, you just want to manhandle me like I'm a piece of meat. And also watch out for people that give you nicknames that are degrading. Like, that's like, like, literally, these men think it's cute to like devalue your name, but it's like, it's not. It's because they want to take you and be like, make you property. And it's like,
yeah,
we're so past
that
property.
Day, I feel like you totally know the guy that cheated on me with the one-eyed stripper. It's like,
I see them all the fucking time. Because they think they can have what they can't have. They got to be with the bottom of the barrel scum because they're trying to jump into a whole other field that they're not ready for. And like that guy in the Pop the Balloon video, you're going to get axed because I'm going to see right through it.
Yeah. And I think for ladies, like, one barometer that I look out for is, I want a guy who looks at me like he wants to kiss me and not a guy who looks like he wants to pork me. And the second one, there's a million of them. It's not special. It's not interesting. And it doesn't get my attention. But there's a lot of that. And I think some women, especially women that get lonely or they've got lower self-esteem, they don't know the difference between a guy who wants to kiss them and a guy who wants to pork them.
Yeah. My saying for that same sandwich, I like the one, I tell them all the time, I'm like, you're not in love with me, you're just in lust with me. You just lust me. There's no love there. You like the idea of me, but not who I actually am.
Yeah, it's tricky. So, okay, so you're in LA, and I imagine you must know a lot of people and have a lot of friends. Do you just try to go out in the real world? No?
No.
Oh my gosh, I would go out with you all the time. You're so fun.
I appreciate that.
Even going through your Instagram, there was some really spicy rabbit holes. So I'm really hoping that you come back so we can go down some of these rabbit holes.
Yes, I have. Yes.
And, but okay, so you're on Pop the Balloon. I think you popped the balloon for all of them.
Yeah.
You didn't want to date any of them. And so did anybody, because you said you went out with the girls afterwards to drinks. Did the guys go out to dinner?
No. Just the girls. We went out to celebrate. Yeah, and I'd never to see them again. No, but
so no love connections made.
Yeah, no love connections made there. Just great memories.
It doesn't surprise me that much. I feel like as much as you're saying that they were looking for girls that were looking for a real one, I felt the same for the guys that you're saying that a lot of the girls were there just for like camera time. That the guys were kind of there to plug their band or their side project. I don't know that I felt that any guys were there for love.
Yeah. I mean, I fell deeper in love with myself.
What?
Yeah, well, I definitely fell more in love with myself. That's for sure. But in terms of, well, I don't know. This just comes back to my whole thing about women in the industry just being used as props. Because even like Pop the Balloon, it's just a prop show. It's not even like, it's not real. It's not real life. Like I'll take my chances in the real world than I would on that show. And that just came with being just freaking realistic in how things operate and how the entertainment industry operates, period. Like,
yeah.
Anything that has cameras involved, anything that has that kind of stuff involved, there's always an agenda. There's always a motive. There's always something.
Okay, so you say that. So you were also on this Jubilee show of conspiracy theorist versus a non-believer. So I want to play a little clip of you talking with this guy. So this is from Jubilee. I think it's 20 conspiracy theorists.
Start teaching us how to conform naturally with what is going on. But in kindergarten, we have rainbows. We are on that divine frequency. We actually know a lot more of what's going on when we're children than we do as the older we get. It's actually removing us from programming that we're actually sent with when we get down here. So throughout school, they start giving us things to start shaping us into thinking how they want us, which, we become in the workforce.
I think that's totally true, especially if you look at like elementary schools. And I always thought that like school was kind of a government psyop to get people to be like non-creative, cheap humans. But also it makes it so you can make friends. Like if you get homeschooled, you can kind of become like a little awkward and have a hard time being around other kids when you're like 10.
But what's wrong with being awkward?
I mean, that's a great question.
Got it.
I loved that. I love your listening style. I think that's one of the things I struggle with a lot. I'm not the best listener. I'm going to have my friends roast me in the chat. That you guys had such a great back and forth, even though there were plenty of things that he didn't agree with the other people that were on the show. I feel like he listened to you the most of anybody else that was on the show, and that you guys really had some like common ground. And I just thought it was a really good interaction between the two of you. And I loved when you were like, what's wrong with being awkward? So tell us about so how did you get on the Jubilee show then?
So same formula, algorithm gave me the link of it. I think actually the order, because I love how we started the flow of the podcast, because I didn't even want to tweak it, because the order we're talking about these, I believe, is the order I did the shows. So I did the Pop the Balloon, and I love that. Like that was kind of a small production team. It was really cool. And I feel like God hit me with a little bit of a bigger scale, like Jubilee. It was like, and I only knew them from, they would do all different debates. They would get heated. Yeah. They were just crazy. And then their new segment, this round table kind of formula, I was like, is like a debate style. So I grew up in debate club. I'm a debate girly. I love that. But always what I bring to my debates, I've debated all types of people online, all different. I've had conversations with racists, and I've changed racist people's minds before, literally. And all you got to do is treat them like a human being. It's really hard actually to do, but I literally go in and just want to have a conversation, and I ask questions. I genuinely go in as a student, like I go in pretending like I don't even know what a racist is. Like, what is a racist person? Like, I've just met you. I'm showing up as me, and I have some viewpoints that I want to talk about. What are your viewpoints, and why do you think the way you think? And if your thinking is something that I might not understand, please enlighten me. I want to know, not in anything that is combative. Going in with an innocent kind of childlike wonder, in a way, and instead of just berating, because you're never going to change anybody's mind. That's what really messes people up in debates, is like, and especially people also have lost the meaning of debate culture in general, because what we've seen portrayed in the media is, if you were to go out to somebody on the street and ask them what is a debate, they think it's just two people screaming at each other, which is not debate culture at all. And debate culture comes from a level of respect, understanding. There are rules, there's regulations, there's decorum, there's etiquette. There's just all these rules. There's just so much that goes into that. So I really try to bring my old school debate etiquette into that. And also I won't, the second I know that, and that's where the listening comes in. I know too, the second, however long, it doesn't take me long to have a conversation and know somebody doesn't even want to talk to me at all. I'm not going to waste my breath on somebody that's not even going to approach with an open mind. And also I talk in man's plain English. I don't like people that come on here trying to do the big fancy words to sound all smart and sound like they know what they're talking about. Freaking Jordan Peterson people. If you're coming on here, mollywopping people and beating them into submission with all these fancy words that they don't even know, make no sense, just to make it sound like they're right. So when I speak,
and your opponent,
plainly.
The opponent on that show, the guy in the middle, he seemed to be, there weren't really anything super heated, but some of those jubilees are really... they get very combative and like cunty.
He got in trouble for not being pushed back. Like Andrew Callahan didn't even think it was even going to air the episode. He didn't even think they were going to air it because they told him he wasn't confrontational enough and he just let us do whatever we wanted, kind of. But I think I low-key think he was a plant too. I think he was there to do some stuff.
Chris Leland's in the chat and says, I would like to debate with you sometimes, Day. So Chris Leland also goes down some rabbit holes. I definitely don't agree with him all of the time. And I think that would be really fun for you guys to go down some crazy rabbit holes. And then also Pammy Rutledge is in the chat and says that Jubilee guy was so interested in having an intellectual conversation with Day. I agree. I think he was very even keeled, but like you're saying, they want the adversarial, they want the combative, the back and forth and heated. One of the things I don't like about the show is just the mechanics of it. You're all sitting in a circle and you want to have time with the guy in the center. And the only way you do that is by being the fastest person to the chair, which gives an advantage to everyone close to the chair. But you were like way on the other side. Was it hard?
I have some tea to spill.
Okay.
So how they used to have it back in the day is that people would run to the chair, but actually it started like people could get hurt and injured. So what they actually had us do is, like, before the round, they would pick who was going to go to the chair already. And then we had to fake run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I spoiled some of the magic for you guys.
No, I think that's good. And that makes sense because I don't know if it was when you ran up, but there was one where a guy like started to run, but like didn't. And then like
I was already chosen before.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense because I was watching the body language and I'm like, why would you part run and then stop if you wanted to run to the chair? And that makes it more fair. I do like that because otherwise if I
more
show
safe.
up and I'm sitting on the way other side, I'm going to be pissed off because I'm not close to the chair. Or let's say you're like, oh, I know everything about abortion. This is my topic. I want to talk about this. And they're like, okay, climate change. And you're like, well, I don't have all the facts on that, but you want your time on the show. So that does seem like it makes it more fair. But yeah, but I've seen people on the Jubilee like over and over again. So that might be a little networking thing for you to get more spots.
Well, they actually did try to reach out to me again for one, but I declined it because that's the thing. I only do videos that align with me. So I've been labeled a conspiracy theorist a lot of my life. So I went with that one. But the other one they wanted to do, it had to do with atheists. And I'm like, oh, I definitely believe in God. So I'm like, not going to be in that one. But yeah, in the future, definitely, I think would be if it aligns with me. But honestly, I don't even know if I would. Because I was talking about how I went from Pop the Balloon that was kind of smaller production and Jubilee was a bit bigger. The warehouse we filmed in, it was so hot. And they had us waiting for hours. There was a lot of psychological warfare in that filming. Oh my God. I should have brought my weed with me that day. Thank God. Somebody was a homie. You out there, bro? He saved me. He had a joint on him. And before they closed us in that warehouse, we had a smoke break before. Because I had to do my breathing exercises because it was so hot. And they only wanted the fans on certain people. And it was just like, no. It was just, no. I hated that. Did not like that.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember many times doing takes over and over again or being, stuck in the water for a long time. Or I did this one shitty music video once. Oh, I want to talk about your music. This might be a good segue. We did this music video and it was shot up from above and we're in this field and there's all these like people laying in the field. And they're like, okay, I need you two to go over and fill that hole right there. So we go over to where the hole is. There's a hole in the ground. All these earwigs are crawling out of it. I'm like, oh no. Hell no. And then they had people, it was like supposed to be summertime. This song still plays at grocery stores and stuff. And it gives me a little PTSD. Because I think we were there like 16 hours or something. And they put people with inner tubes in the water. And there was some microorganism, something that was like in that water. And this girl came running out of the water and she's screaming, it's biting me. And she took her pants off in front of everyone because she was getting bit. And they had no towels, no hose, no nothing for her. These people that went in the water in these inner tubes. And I felt awful for her. I mean, she wasn't going to drop trout for all of us for nothing. And they wanted my car in the shot. I used to drive a 70s muscle car. And so they gave me a couple extra bucks for my car to be in the music video. And they were like, okay, we need you guys over here to dance on this car. I was like, wait, that's my car.
You're going to dance on my car?
Yeah, you guys hired a picture vehicle, not a fucking jungle gym. Nobody's getting on my car. I'm not getting on my car. Nobody gets on my car. So you do have to fight for
dance by my car, near my car, and front of my car.
Yeah, but there's nobody standing on the fucking hood of my car. That's not happening. And it was this bug infested like porno shoot. Because then, so you get paired up with an actor guy, and they're like, okay, I guess I should just say what stupid music video it was. If anybody wants to look it up, I'll even tell you what I was wearing. I had this big black curly Cher wig on and this red and black coat because you don't want anyone to recognize you when you're doing like background shit on the internet. And the song was that Vanessa Carlton song, Just a Day, Just a Day, Just an Ordinary Day. That song makes like blood come out of my ears.
Oh, no.
Way downtown, walking fast. You know the song. Like they play it all the time. Wow. And I had to listen to that song 2 days in a row. And it was awful. So anyway, so they pair you up. And I got paired up with this guy, Eric Burson, who was so cute. But like it was never going to be a thing. And so they were like, okay, when we yell action, I want you guys to make out. Like, everybody make out. And I'm like, we're not making out. You're not fucking making out with me. And we had these like pinwheels. And the director, Nigel something or other, he says, okay, I want everybody to look up at the baby Jesus, like in the sky. I never saw the video. I have no idea what it looks like. But we had these like pinwheels and we were supposed to be like making out with people with like earwigs all over the ground. It was just like a disaster.
Oh my
gosh. I whacked him with my pinwheel and I'm like, don't you dare. Like, you are not kissing me. Just hang out and look at the baby Jesus. Like, it was just so awful. And then there was this dumb girl. She was with my agency and she went off hiding. She was sleeping in my car like the whole shoot. And we were trying to fight for better circumstances for us because we weren't getting any like food breaks. I mean, it's music videos are not covered by the Screen Actors Guild Union. So you're kind of just being taken advantage of and go get in the water and let things crawl up your butthole. And don't complain until we yell cut. And so we had called the agent. My agent had called me and said, hey, they want to shoot for a day 2. So you're coming back tomorrow, same rate. And I was like, no, you need to bump all of our rates. Like, we're not coming back for the same amount tomorrow. Like, this is crazy. Like, they're having us lay around with all these earwigs and shit in the water, and they want us to make out. And like, this is just not, they're not treating us very well.
Right.
And then that fucking girl that was with my agency, she calls the agent and says, everything is fine. They're treating us really well. I'll come back tomorrow. And then that totally diffused the argument that everybody else in the agency had. And like, she's asleep in my car. And she used all my clean wardrobe to like as a blanket for herself. And we all had mud all over ourselves from laying in this filth. So it was like, screw you. Like, I'm trying to help everybody that is working. And you're like, everything's okay here. Fuck you. Anyway, she ended up doing a movie. We both interviewed for the same movie, The Hillside Strangler, with Nick Turturro and C. Thomas Howell. And so they're murderers, and it's based off a real murderer. And so there were a lot of girls in the movie. And the casting director I had worked for before, and she wanted me to do this bigger part, but it was topless. And I was like, well, I'm an actor. I'll act topless, but I'm not getting topless. So she gave me a smaller part that wasn't topless. And this dumb girl, the girl that was in my back seat, was like, oh yeah, I got the bigger part. I just told them I wasn't going to be topless, and they said that was fine. I was like, well, that's cool, because yeah, I told them I wasn't doing it either, and then they gave me the smaller part. But whatever, we both get the same day rate, so who cares? And so not only day is she topless in the movie, but she was topless in the preview for free. You don't even have to buy a ticket and you can see her titties. So I was like, oh, it's crazy how they photoshopped you like that.
Whoa. Got him.
So yeah, the industry can be, you know what? I think it's a lot like dating though, Day, because there's no shortage of people that will do the job for half the money, wearing half the clothes, and feel lucky to do it.
That's why I'm picky about the opportunities I do. You have to, because, and that's the thing. If you're really passionate about it and you really love it, that's why I'm like, I'm freaking stoked on just, doing a Jubilee. You really get your knocks off where you get them at that point. Because it's like not beggars can't be choosers, but it's like, I always tell people, everything is payment. If nothing in this world is free. And there's different forms of sacrifice, no matter what industry you're in. You know what I mean? Like you said, I don't have a lot of friends. I don't really have any friends. That is a sacrifice I made for my gift and for what I have to do in this world. Some people's sacrifices are being topless and doing other shit. It's like to each their own. It's like, but nothing is, and the no friends is, that's also like, I have to be realistic too. Like, it's like, I don't do what normal people do. I don't have a normal, quote unquote, what people would say life or whatever. But it's like, I also, at the end of the day, I chose this road and I chose this path. And with that comes those certain sacrifices.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's such a kind of divisive world that we're living in now, where everybody is looking to like, okay, you are in this box, and this box, and I'm in this box, and because we don't agree on this, we can't be friends. And I think
it's just like that in the music industry. That's why I don't I'm an independent artist, because that boxing is what has doomed them. It's what's doomed the movie industries, the entertainment industries. It's doomed the music industries because they started labeling
politics,
everything.
Social media.
Yes.
Like this division is really kind of nuts. Like I joined on Facebook a conservative punk rock group, and it's so interesting to me. There's all these like people that come into the punk rock group and they're like, oh, you guys are conservative punk rockers, you're fascists, like kill Nazi punks and all this stuff. And it's so wild to me because it's like, okay, you don't have to come into this group. You're like looking in the window of a party that's going on that you weren't invited to, and you're like critiquing the flavor of cake we're serving. Like, just keep moving along.
And then they can't even have a conversation. Here? So yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly. Why are you even here? You can't even speak properly. So go away, because it's like. And that's what I made my page about too, is because, and there's also a level of, I tell people too, is like there's a healthy level of selfishness that is allowed because you're living your freaking life. This is not anybody else's life. Like I've already been,
especially if you're looking to date,
right?
Like you're the only one that can that can pop your balloon or not. And you know, if you go out with that guy, there's already a known dead end sign, and you're like, well, let me just see how far this goes. Like, there's no point. You already know that he's like baby daddy culture. You're not a part of that.
And also you're gonna, and another one too is not fixing people. I stopped being a people pleaser, and I stopped being a fixer. I can't fix anybody. I can't make anybody do anything they don't want to. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Like, so many people stay with people in hopes that maybe one day they'll change. What really helped me is seeing people for who they actually are, seeing people for how they're presenting themselves, taking their words and what they're saying, and not listening to the words, but listening to the action. And are they matching up? Because the second you know if somebody's saying something and their actions are doing something completely different, they're a liar.
Yeah, but maybe he's just so young, he hasn't really thought it out, or who knows? Like, I mean, I don't think I have to be completely on board with everything. I could fully date somebody that watches sports all weekend long. I'm never going to enjoy watching sports. And as long as you don't care if I watch sports with you, then I don't see, but something so fundamental of like, yeah, I want to disrespect the woman that I make kids with.
Well,
like, are you trying to get like
time? Well, like, I'm a big thing about time. Time is a big proponent for me. If somebody's showing me that I'm not worth their time and that they don't respect when I'm setting dates and scheduling and something, it's like, I don't need to be hanging out with you. You know, I don't need to be on a date with you. I could be doing anything else with my time. I am choosing and actively trying to pursue somebody and making time out of my schedule to hang out with you. And if you don't see the value in that, then you don't see the value in me. And then that's an X.
Yeah, I mean, you do a lot with your time. You sing, you dance. You've got a couple of YouTubes, one for your music, which we're going to play a song of yours, and your music. I was actually really interested in like what song you picked, because some of your music is so hauntingly beautiful.
Thank you.
It's just like music that just puts you in a place. And you picked something like a little bit more. Well, you explain.
I call it my commercial sound, and this is my introduction.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because I do like to be independent and not listen to what other people are doing. And that I do also. I started off in EDM music, doing ghostwriting and vocals for people and such. So that's been a big influence, and then adding the spiritual component to it. But what I really love grabbing people with is everything, and with that song, because I think it's a good little appetizer into who I am and what I'm about and what I'm trying to bring back with music.
Yeah, it's it's beautiful. And it kind of brings me to your Jubilee. We're talking about like the levels that our body is able to live on and how we kind of suppress that now. And I don't know if that's part of the whole dopamine generation where we just want to be bombarded with images and have these adult pacifiers constantly with whatever video games and drugs and cheap sex and whatever. But your music is really beautiful, just like you, and so interesting. And so it's like, wow, this girl just has so many layers. Like, I'm just such a fan of yours, Day.
I'm so, because this was my whole plan for me getting out of my comfort zone and going on these little shows, because it was so out of my element. It was so weird, but that's really what I wanted people to start seeing, were the layers, to see the multifaceted and multidimensional beings that we are and that we can be.
Yeah, you're very spiritual, which is something I kind of lack, because I was more of just the facts ma'am kind of I was a cop for a long time. So I think I lack all that gooey,
you don't lack it. It's
amazing.
We all have it. We all possess it. That's also literally why I'm here, is because the fact that you reached out to me and you feel me and you see me, that means you freaking have it. Like, it's in you. You can only see what you have too.
That you have something that like I don't have. If I sang for you right now, you would call animal control on me to come take me to the pound. So,
but singing isn't just spiritual; it's spirituality. That's just everything. That's a way of life. Anybody can start honing in on their spiritual gifts and spiritual talents and abilities.
Yeah, I don't have any gifts there. I can tell you that right now. Oh, I got, speaking of dancing, I was hired by the TV show So You Think You Can Dance. To be a bad dancer and be kicked off the show. So.
I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah.
But actually, it's so funny though, too.
The first contestants.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, yeah. Also, So you think, when you said So You Think You Dance, all of a sudden I was thought of Dancing with the Stars for a second. I was like, but yeah, I get what you mean, because So You Think You Dance, all the people auditioning.
Yep. Yeah. So when we auditioned for it, and the professional dancers didn't know that we were there to audition to be bad dancers. And let me just say, Day, I did not go into this audition to dance badly. I just went into the audition to dance my heart out, and it was not appreciated, and I got the job. It's like, whatever I did. My agent called me laughing minutes after I left the casting office and was like, I don't know what you did, but they couldn't stop laughing and they loved you. And so you got the job, and go to the CBS studio on Beverly and Fairfax, and they want the same outfit. They want everything. And
amazing.
And then so you show up, and now all these like professional dancers are there, and they're kind of looking at you like, oh, you got the job too? Yep, I'm here to dance. And like, you're not supposed to tell them that you're a bad dancer. So they're like, so like, what kind of dancing do you do? Like, I just do kind of like avant-garde, industrial, like, cyber jazz. I just feel it, I just feel the music.
Cyber jazz, I love that.
Whatever. And they were like, oh,
I love that.
I can't wait to see you dance. Like, yeah. So they're all like, okay, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're like practicing their dance, and they're like getting all serious about it. And I'm just like sitting there like a lump, getting Twizzlers from the craft service table, just waiting for my turn. So they call me up, and like, I had never practiced my dance. Like, you don't even have to play music. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm not listening to the music.
All right.
But they played the music because we all have to allegedly dance to the same beat. And let's just say I was the only one that got a standing ovation that day. Because I was bad.
That is crazy.
Not good. I was not good, Day. But I got a standing ovation for my spirit. I would love to find that one too. I have pictures of it somewhere. Somebody was taking pictures.
But that makes so much more sense though, because, and everybody's about to hear the song coming up and everything, but I had my own like disheartening lessons with like being a singer, and I auditioned for X Factor. I didn't make it I didn't even get past the casting. I didn't get past casting, and I auditioned for The Voice and didn't get past casting. So it's like I could have given up. There's so many chances in my path that I could have given up, but I really chose to just go independent and say, like, fuck whatever these people think. And because also, like, realizing it's entertainment. And, like, I was like, at that point, I was either thinking I'm either really dog shit and terrible, or I'm so good that I'm so much better than these shows will ever be, and that they missed out, you know, and that I'm off to bigger and better things.
Well, The Voice changed. The first season or couple seasons was really just them listening to your voice and turning around and being like, oh my God, we thought that this was a falsetto man, or we thought that you were a young boy and it turns out it's an old lady. And like, it really was just about listening to the voice. And then they would turn around and see some like big bearded dude or whatever. And so it was really a great idea, because it's like, you know what, we need to stop looking at these like cookie cutter, like, oh, he looks like he's in a boy band, we can make a star out of him. And really just pay attention to the talent of the singing. And now I see The Voice, well, I think since then, all the seasons since then, like they've already had a makeover. They already look like pop idols. And I think that really cheapened what The Voice was supposed to be about. It was supposed to be like, holy shit, there are people in everyday America that have this great talent, and they're overlooked because they don't look like they're in a boy band.
Or we don't have enough followers. They don't think we're going to bring enough of viewers. And because we have a smaller platform, they don't think we're worth the engagement. Like that was, I mean, there's so much technical. And I auditioned years ago. Like, so this was when I was younger, and I didn't even have what I have now and such. But like that, I wasn't even thinking like that back then. But I started thinking that way once I started getting rejected from these things, because I knew I wasn't bad. I knew there had to be some freaking reason why these shows didn't want me and stuff like that. And, you know, then you start seeing about, you know, just they want the look. I grew up in show choir too, so it's always been about the look. It's always been about the stereotype, the sob story. What can we get? Also, another one I don't get picked for things too is because I'm very outspoken. I'm not malleable enough for a lot of shows too. It's because they want somebody who can be a little puppet, who's not going to really talk much. Kind of like that girl who just sits in the back of the car and will say whatever and take her top off. It's like you're supposed to be seen, not heard.
Yeah.
So the louder you are,
it's funny you say the sob story, because you look at American Idol, you look at any of these like contest shows, and every single one of them now is so obnoxious. Like, well, you know, I've always wanted to be a singer, but since my mom got leukemia, right. I need to show it to the world. Like, and then the next guy comes on, he's like, well, I want to afford IVF for my wife, but you know, this contest money would be able to start a family. Like, everybody's got to have this story. Like, nobody could just be a singer. Like, it's just always got to be some drama backstory to like.
And then I'm like, is that even true? This could be just an actor, because like you just said, bad actors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I also think it's like, okay, well, Day, we like you, but we need a backstory for you. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? Like, why do you want America to vote for you? Like, oh, well.
Well, I always thought I would be easy because I was adopted by a white family. I always thought I was a shoo-in. I was like, I got the best sob story. I was in foster care since I was 7 years old, bounced around to different homes. Like, I was like ready for my sob story. I was like, my life has been built upon the sob story. Let me at him. And then it's like, but then I forget too, like, there's a whole race component to the entertainment industry as well. Like, I would be seen as too dark. So that's also so freaking crazy. It's like, I'm not even that dark, but that's also something in the industry. I've been booted out of a lot of things, or just, I'm not light-skinned enough. The whole light-skinned girl stereotype of, oh, you can be black and you can be in the industry, but you need to be light skinned, you need to be a light girl.
Do they tell you that, or how do you they do tell you that?
It's Well, first it's programming. First it's everything around us. Every girl, Beyonce, all these women. We have not had a dark melanated queen. Fuck Lizzo. Sorry, I have to say that because she is the biggest sellout I've ever fucking seen in my whole fucking life. No, that doesn't fucking count. Ozempic fucking that doesn't fucking count. I used to be over 350 pounds. And I remember when there was because we could get into that whole rabbit hole and Easter egg, but if people don't believe me or not, I'm just going to speak candidly. I remember when I got approached by the industry, because they don't approach you, before they approach you in person, they talk to you telepathically. They speak to you and shit. Everybody who's in the industry, everybody who's where they are right now, they already knew they were going to be there. They already had it planned out and all that kind of stuff. So I had an opportunity. I could have literally been Lizzo. I remember them seeing, I was like, they're going to need a big girl. They're going to need a big black girl to push their agenda. I'm like, they're trying to sell this obesity. They're trying to sell this big is beautiful kind of Wall-E kind of brainwashing. I was like, there's going to be a big black girl that's going to be there. And I was like, they're like, do you want it to be you? Like, I was like, fuck no. I said, fuck no. I want to be known for my voice. I want to be known for what I'm adding. I do not, my whole life in growing up in show choir and growing up in where I did in the suburbs, I always got the roles where it was like a choir role. It was always black stereotyped roles. It was always big black girl. I played Queen Latifah's part in Hairspray and in high school. So it's like the things that were rewarded to me, it was like great. It was nice. But I also only felt like I only got them because of the way I looked. Being a big black girl, being a big fat black girl. And I was like, I don't want to be fucking every time you want, and that's that bullshit sacrifice. If you want to be a dark melanated queen, then they're going to humiliate you. There comes a humiliation ritual. They're going to fucking put you through, make you look embarrassing. And I was like, nah, I want to do this on my terms because I'm not going to be, I do fine embarrassing myself. I do fine fucking up on my own. The last thing I need is people making money off of my demise. And I grew up around like seeing the Britney Spears. These people don't care about us. They don't care. They care about the paycheck. And the second they can get what they want, they will discard you and they will throw you into the garbage and you will be broke. And I was like, I want to have my millions. I want to keep my money. I want to keep my records. When my music goes out, I want that shit to be mine. I want people to know that is my shit. Nobody owns me. Nobody owns my stuff. Nobody owns what I do.
So do you think that Lizzo, I don't follow modern music or popular music, but I follow, loosely, pop culture. And I don't think if it wasn't for her checking some like new boxes, I don't think that she would have been on anyone's radar. Well, pop culture's radar.
She can't even sing. She has no talent. I'm like, what the fuck do you even do?
I don't know that I've ever heard any of her music, but now
you can't even name her.
I can't, but then that's not very surprising because I still listen to the same music that came out before you were born. So I don't know.
That's all right.
I'm a good barometer there.
It's coming out today. That's what I'm trying to change. I'm trying to bring good music.
She's like, maybe she's just trying to get healthier, or maybe she wants to make herself more relevant.
She's insecure. That's a woman riddled with insecurities, and she's a pawn.
Well, I think the entertainment industry, like not everybody has your self-esteem. And
because you want to know why they don't have my self-esteem? It's because they're in the entertainment industry. You can't have a self-esteem like mine and be in the entertainment industry because they will break down every
self-esteem. I was a very shy kid and I grew up in LA and that's
I'm talking about like their caliber. They're in a high intense caliber of the industry. Yes, it's all the same industry, but I'm talking about like what they're on in that type of time. That's like the Olympics of the industry. That's what I mean, like in terms of, because there's levels to it.
For sure. I mean, like People Magazine isn't picking me apart. That's for sure. But I think in a way it really gave me self-esteem because you realize that the vast majority of the time you're going to be turned down. Who cares? You just go to the next audition. You don't worry about it. So for me, I think it got me over all my shyness. It got me to just be like, well, you know, sometimes you get picked, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're the worst dancer.
But I feel like you did that though. I don't think the industry did that. I think the industry taught you that, but I think you did that. You accepted that within yourself, because there's plenty of people that get rejected and then fall into a spiral and kill themselves. So the fact that you took that on the chin, I think that you got to give yourself more credit.
Well, I mean, so I was kicked out of ballet class when I was like 5 for holding the 6-year-olds back. So I've had a lot of rejection in my life, but I guess it just is like funny if you get rejected. I mean, even just the guy who cheated on me with the one-eyed stripper on the internet, like there is something funny to be rejected by somebody that he's never met. Like there is something funny to rejection. Maybe I'm just
actually that's so. Well, there is, because that brings us a little bit back to our relationship topic too, because I dealt with people that have never been rejected. You can tell people that have never been rejected. And I'm so glad I went through lessons in my life that I did, or I was confronted with that lesson of rejection because, you know, being in auditions too. Exactly. You learn at an early age at like, people no means no. And then you just got to take that, you know, there's no fight in that or anything. And so that's helped me with breakups, but realizing some people in their lives have never been told no or been rejected.
I just think you have such a great outlook, and I just love your energy, and I love your enthusiasm for life, and I love how much you like dig into this world and like live life. I think that you're a great mentor for not just women your age, but even women my age. And I wonder, like, who do you look up to?
Honestly, I look up to God and myself. They're the only ones that have ever had my back 100% and always been there for me in my darkest times. And never judged me.
That's beautiful.
Never bullied me.
I think that's really beautiful, Day. I think you're just this amazing soul. I was so excited to see you, and I'm just so grateful to meet you, and I hope that you will come back. I hope that you will fight with my friend Chris on another show. There's a lot of rabbit holes we could go down. And so, but I do want to play your song and get you out of here. And then, but thank you so much, Day. Like, I just think you're really awesome. There's not a lot of, Rod just gifted us $20. For my favorite person on the planet. Here's a little something for the mausoleum cleanup. Listen, I just showed Day a picture of my basement. It's unreal. I just took this picture a few minutes ago. Life could be better. This is my basement right now. That is I peeled the wallpaper. There was I bought a house, which is like good fortune. I was homeless earlier the year. And so I bought this 100-year-old house.
Same.
The old people that sold it to me left so much furniture and so much great stuff in it, which is like awesome again. And then I went to just like move stuff and peel wallpaper. And then I found this. There's no way they knew about that because the huge closet structure that was in front of it had been there since like 1970. But there's a lot going on with it. That's a lot to handle. So I was on the phone with Rod earlier today while I was dry heaving because I had to spray it with vinegar, and he's so nice. Thank you, Rod. You're crazy, but thank you. Okay, so that was a little side quest. I'm sorry to take over our chat with my mold problem, my mold-zillium.
No.
But, okay, so please come back, Day. I just... usually we do topics. Tonight was just very free form. I just wanted people to get to know you and hear about you and all of your talents and your outlook on life. And but usually we talk about some spicy stuff. And going through your Instagram, your deprogramming tab on your page is like, oh, this girl likes some spicy stuff.
I do.
So that was just like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, Randy, you have to reach out to this girl. So I'm just so excited. So I'm going to throw her your YouTube in the description on Rumble and YouTube so that people can go and follow you, because that is the greatest way to pay respect and to tip the talent, as we say. And so let me go to this. I'm going to pull us out, but let me go.
Can I let them know about a project that just recently?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. So I was on. I'm sure you saw it. I was on a. It's called Bars on Wheels, and I did background vocals for this couple, and so you guys can check that out on YouTube. That's on. In my description box on Instagram, I have links to all the things that there's the full videos of the clips that Molly shared today. Also the Bars on Wheels performance where I'm singing that. You guys can see some sneak peeks and clips on my Instagram there, and go check out the full videos on YouTube.
And your Instagram is actually on the screen now, the Aphrodite _T_. And let me give your YouTube again. And then I will put the YouTube, well, I'll put whatever you want in the chat, but there's your music.
Yes, that's my music page. Yeah.
And so let me
and I have 6 albums out that I have mixed, mastered, produced myself. All the vocals were done by me, and I got some EDM collaborative projects coming out soon for next year, so stay tuned.
Yeah, your voice is just, it's so amazing. Like you're just amazing. Okay, I want to play this little final word from you from Jubilee, and then we'll play your song.
The hardest part is people trying to come in with a preconceived notion and not allowing us to just give our own perspectives. It's not that we're here to change anybody's mind. It's just we might have a different viewer perspective and how we see the world, and that's all right.
Jude. Baby, don't you know, baby, don't you know, I am everything you want, desire. Hold me passionately, kindle the fire. Paradise was in your eyes, I never wanna leave. Heartache pain in the past, this chapter is for me, so I'm staying. Oh, I'm staying, so you can keep praying that I come back, but I know I won't. Baby, 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 don't you know, yeah. Baby, 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 don't you know that I'm staying. Oh, I'm staying, so you can keep praying that I come back, but I know I won't. She made me you hit us with a force to call it quits. Put a wifey on the shelf, thought you could double dip. Years of my life wasted with a bitch. Here for a man, you dishonest shit. Ripped out my heart, but it chose a life. Falling in love was only a disguise. What I gave you was genuine. Try to feed in me lies, you were the villain, messed up all the time. Messed up all the time. Baby, 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 don't you know? Baby, 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 don't you know I'm staying? Baby, I'm staying, so you can keep praying that I'll come back, but I know I won't. Jude.
Okay, I don't know if we lost Day. We might have lost her. I see her mic is off. But it's just so beautiful. She has just such an amazing voice. And I don't know, I just think like I was really just so impressed by her, and I kind of just wanted to share her with the world. Oh, she's back. Okay. Hi. I didn't know if you like left. But I just I don't know. I think there's a lot of need right now for people that inspire us and like lift us up. And I think there's just so much division and infighting and bullshit and drama and everything. And like to just see somebody, and I'm not going to say just because you're young, but like you just have it together, and it's just so inspiring and awesome. And I wish I was half as cool as you now, let alone like way back in the day when I was young. So I just keep doing what you're doing, Day. Like honestly, I think that there's a path for you, and hopefully it's not getting your butt bit on a Vanessa Carlton music video.
No, definitely not. No.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rod. And also in the chat, everyone was loving your music. Pammy, I saw you over there. And Twisted Sister, I'm so excited to see you, friend. I haven't talked to you in a long time. I just like haven't been on the interwebs that way. But I will see you guys all soon. And Day, I'm gonna ask you back over and over again so we can talk about some spicy stuff.
Yes.
And
yes,
we can roast Chris. Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, let's see. I don't know if I need to pull anything out. No, thank you so much. It's really weird. It's weird reaching out to a stranger, and that's why I wanted Randy to do it. I wasn't ready for that rejection because I thought so highly of you, and I'm like, well, at least if she rejects him, then I won't feel so bad. Like, but I was really.
I don't know. I'm just a human. I'm just me. That's it. Like because people like you giving me this opportunity, it gives me more pushes every day that I'm going one step in the right direction. Because there's so many days it's just me and my ancestors, and just I'm in this world like, oh my god, I'm fucking crazy. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So like meeting people to ground me that it's like, okay, cool, I'm not insane. Like I know I'm talking my shit, and I'm glad people are actually realizing that like there's no malicious intent. There's like, you should not feel scared or bad just talking the truth and speaking. Like at the end of the day, I only talk about facts. I only talk about what I believe, that's it. Like that's all I can freaking do. I mean, and I tell people, as long as you're not hurting about anybody in this world, as long as you're not encroaching on anybody's boundaries, and you're not fucking up the children or the women, or the men, do whatever the fuck you want. YOLO. We only have limited time on this earth. So like go crazy, go stupid, do what you want to do within moderation, within reason, and within your highest timeline.
Yeah. And you've shared some pretty spicy things on Instagram.
Yeah.
So with people doing the wrong thing. So I really want to dive into that with you. And so we'll have to bring Chris. We'll talk to Chris, and I'll talk to you offline, and we'll pick a good date for that.
Yes.
And we'll do something. I'm just picturing you with Chris, and I think I just want to do this the whole time. So I think that's going to be good.
That'd be great.
All right.
We should do something like Christmas. Christmas would be a great time.
A Christmas fight with Chris?
No, my timing is so crazy. I mean December.
Okay.
But when I say whole month of December is Christmas.
December is on Monday, just so you know. Everyone get your rent money.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm hope that I'm one of your new friends, and I think that you're just amazing.
Yes.
So thank you for coming on. And
Alphaba has got her Glinda. I went to Wicked to see Wicked Part 2, so I'm glad to have a Glinda the Good Witch in my life.
Okay. Hopefully we won't be weird like those two, because I've been seeing a whole lot.
No. But you know what they say? Art imitates life. So we're just the less creepy versions. We're the grounded versions.
Yeah. Something happened when their BMI went to like negative 400 and
I'm like, they're hungry. Feed them.
Oh, is that it? They're just hungry. It is really weird, like how much they touch each other and stuff. Anyway, that's irrelevant.
That can be a good segment because I have my theories on that too.
Oh, you do? Okay. All right. I definitely want to hear about that.
Two energy vampires in competition with each other.
Oh, like two. Oh, that is interesting. Now I'm going to go watch
each other
more.
dry.
Yeah. Like literally desiccated, like Slim Jim, nothing. Okay. All right. Love you, Day.
Okay. All right. On that note.
See you soon.
Bye, guys.
And love you guys in the chat.